Hey guys, hope you're all well. Today I'm going to do a bit of knife sharpening and I've got 3 knives that I'm going to go through and do a little mini review on each of them. A couple of them are older models, and then we got one I picked up at just after SHOT Show, which I saw over there, and picked up from the guys at Mar. So first up, I've got this Tops El Chapo. It's actually a kitchen knife, a cleaver, but I use this for all of my prep for food of any sort. It's actually an awesome knife. You can see from the blade there, it's had a lot of use, and you can see it's just starting to pick up a little bit of discoloration and stuff, but it's getting a little bit blunt, so I'm going to give it a sharpen up on the Worksharp here, which I'll sort out in a second. Just move that out of the way so we can get into focus. So I've got this one, then I've got this from Mar, which is a nice little folder. I'll just go through the specs on that as well, but that came not massively sharp out of the box, so we'll give that a go. It's not hair shaving sharp like I like them. And then also from Mar that I've had sat around a long time and is super blunt, because this is one I've had stuck in a bag that I sometimes dig out and use for all kinds of little jobs. It's a really handy little thing, if I can remember how to get it out. And it's just a little tiny little fixed blade, but really useful, you know, for digging bits out of things, and just a generally useful little knife. And it just sits on like a little key fob like so. So that's absolutely ideal, but again, it's had a lot of use. It's gotten hella blunt, so we're going to give these all a go on the Worksharp. None of them need any serious work on there, so I won't be putting the coarse band on. For any of you that don't know the Worksharp, it is basically this thing here, which runs different belts, and the grinding belts, you know, will either take material off right up to a very fine belt, which is basically just polishing it. So we've got our really coarse belt there, which I won't be using today because that's actually for removing quite a lot of material, but then these ones are a lot finer. So we're probably going to go with, we've got a medium there and a fine there. Let's have a look. And on there we've also got the strop, so I'll probably go fine and then strop, see how the blades come out. If one of them doesn't come out hair shaving sharp, then I'll take it back to the medium grit and repeat the process again. It's a bit noisy, so I won't talk while I'm doing it, and I'll probably speed up. I'll do a slow one on the first one. We'll do the big cleaver, the Tops El Chapo. So might as well talk a little bit about this one. It's obviously a food prep knife from Tops. You know, they make a hell of a lot of really decent fixed blades, very durable, high end, and they're not cheap, but they are excellent. You know, they've always got really thick blade stock, excellent quality materials. This one's got nice micarta handles, all in a sort of darkened colour with a little red inlay there, just between the handle and the tang. Then it's got a little lanyard hole on the back in case you want to lash it to anything. A couple of holes there that could be useful for lashing down as well. And then obviously that long, straight, very heavy blade, so you could actually chop. I have done chop, you know, break up carcasses and stuff with this. It's certainly good enough to go through bone. And it's 1095 steel, I believe, so it's very durable. 1095 is a little bit prone to rusting because it's not a stainless. It's high carbon steel, but the good side to high carbon steel is that it's very durable. You know, you can whack bones and things like that if you're breaking up a carcass, and it will do the job with that. So definitely a excellent tool for the kitchen. I've been a little bit naughty with it, you know. Every time I use it I should have oiled it and put it away like a good boy, but as with most things, you know, it gets used and left on the side, and then it's just got a bit of patina there, but it's nothing, it's only surface aesthetic, you know. It doesn't actually it hasn't gone through to the metal or anything like that, but I just want to sharpen it up. And then I've bought some bits out that we can cut on camera and just give you an idea of how well it preps food up. So let's get on with some sharpening. Bring this out. So on this you can set the angle here quite easily. I've made a video on this before. The angle's set just on the other side there. You just undo that, and then you can basically just move this up and down, and then as I do that you can see the angles changing on there. So we're going to set that to around 17. And then there's a trigger on this side which you just hold down and it spins that whole thing up. So I'm going to put they're marked up, that's fine. I'm going to stick that one on, pop them in like so, then it's just a case of releasing that, then it's held there under spring tension like so, and then away we go. So we just stop there, take a little look. But we definitely need to keep going on that. It needs a bit more work. So I did actually go back to the course on that one just because there was a couple of little nicks on the blade and I wanted to get rid of them. You don't want nicks in it, so I've just taken it on a course, about 4 runs over that, and that's taken it back to its sort of profile there, and then we're going to sharpen that. So we just removed some material, reprofiled it because it was probably not exactly at 17, but 17's about right for something you're going to mess about with in the kitchen. And then we'll go to a medium. Starting to look pretty good on that edge, but it's, as you can see, there's a few little bits where just picking up a burr, and that's what you want. You want that burr there, so you can actually see the burr as you work the blade on that workshop. You can see the burr forming as you take it along. You can see the burr appearing, and that's what you want, so that those two meet in the middle. And that's why I'm balancing it flat and then working it across, so I've got the same angle, balancing flat, working it across, so I've got the same angle every single time, because I want those two angles to meet perfectly in the middle, create that burr along there, and then we're going to go finer still, and we're going to move that burr away and create a really fine cutting edge. So now we're onto the fine belt. And we're starting to get a really nice mirror edge on there. You can see it should already be pretty sharp. Give it a test. Yeah, that is wicked sharp. As you can see, it's just removed the hair off of there. Very, very sharp indeed. Last one I'm going to do is the strop, and that just takes, if there's any burr left at all, the strop will just take that off, and that is really, really smooth. Feels like a smooth leather, and it's literally just going to take it and polish it up. That's now done to a high polish. Incredibly sharp. Just taking the hair straight off my arm. We'll demonstrate the chopping ability of that now. And these things, guys, these Worksharps, like I said, I've done a review of it before, but if you sharpen a lot of knives, seriously, get one of these. They are absolutely brilliant. They take all the hassle out of knife sharpening. You know, you're not sitting there for hours messing about with stones and stuff like that. These things are great. You've just seen how quickly I've taken that thing. It was, you know, not performing well. It wasn't completely blunt, but pretty much useless for cutting veg and stuff like that. And now it is hair shavingly sharp, and it's taken 5 minutes. So we've got our El Chapo. You can see on there how sharp. It's just absolutely slicing. Got a kiwi there, right kiwi. Just put the weight of the blade on it. Sinks right through. Cuts beautifully. And we got the apple. Of course, this is a cleaver, not really a slicer, but does a great job. So now we have this little Mar Paraya, P-A-R-A-Y-A, actually branded SHOT Show 23, so that's pretty cool. And it's a cross lock type mechanism, so you can see that there, just on a spring type mechanism, and it will actually flick out on that, and you can put it away on that as well. So really neat little knife. Also got thumb studs, very lightweight indeed, which is what I really liked about this. Very lightweight and quite an interesting blade shape. Got a little bit of recurve there in the blade, and despite being lightweight, it is pretty durable. You know, there's no movement going on. Blade's nice and slicey. Well, it's got the profile to be slicey. I wonder whether if they were, you know, using these as promotional items, they just didn't quite give them the shaving sharp treatment, because I've had Mar knives in my hand before and they're usually pretty damn sharp, but this one just needs a bit of a touch up, so we'll give it a go on here. First things first, we'll take that off because that is the strop, and we'll just go down to, we'll give him a medium. Let's give him a medium.
In my dreams we always fight, 'cause we never worked it out. It just kinda slipped through our hands. And I never really said that you hurt me, no instead. I just try to understand. It was so exhausting, so I lost it, had to make it stop.
And you notice on there I'm doing it in 2 stages. I'm basically doing this piece first, and then because you've got that change in direction on the blade, I'm then stopping and just doing that there, and I'm sort of curving it to go with the curve on that blade. What you don't want to do is dig the tip in, because you start grinding down that tip and you get a really awful looking tip. So you want to try and keep the tip off. Obviously you want to keep it sharp at the tip, but don't push it right down and put the tip in there. So that's enough on the medium. So we've got him nice and sharp now. He's cutting the hair, it wasn't before. That's where we want it. And then just to finish off, give him a strop. Make him a little bit sharper still.
What a messed up time it was. Figured out how to leave, and I'm glad, because now I know how it goes. Looking back, what a messed up time it was. Figured out how to leave, and I'm glad, because now I know. Oh, it really was such a bad plan.
Perfect. Very sharp knife now. Last one, another little Mar. I don't actually know what this one's called, but very useful. It's got a little choil there which you can choke up on and use it as a useful little knife, a little carver if you wanted to. Generally I abuse this, to be honest, and use it for sort of leveraging things and stuff. It's surprisingly strong. It's only a little and light, but yeah, it's a strong little thing. But because I've abused it, it is absolutely blunt. I don't think it will. Yeah, I mean, there's no cutting ability there at all. So go back again. Strokes of that, then onto the fine.
But I do what I like and I do as I please. Ooh, 'cause I was born in the 90s. But I do what I like and I do as I please. Ooh, 'cause I was born in the 90s. They don't believe I'm okay, but I'm impulsive, I'm not insane. High on life in the night, no anxiety. Well, I agree, life is great, but let me live it my own way. High on life in the night, no anxiety.
You can see both sides of that now shaving sharp. So that's our 3 knives done with the Worksharp. So there we go. Great job with the Worksharp. As I say, highly recommended. I use it for sharpening all my knives. I have got stones and I've got Lansky systems as well, but there's no way I would bother using those now because this thing is just super quick. Like, we've done 3 knives to hair shaving sharp in, if I wasn't videoing, I could have done them 5 minutes each easily, probably 3 minutes each. So there's no point in me using any other system. I have to replace these belts, you know, maybe every sort of 50 sharpens or something like that. I replace the belts, but they're not expensive. They're about £15 a pack, something 15, £18. So highly recommended. If you're into knives and you would like to keep them in good order, get one of those. Don't carry around a blunt knife. You might as well not bother carrying a knife. Right, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Have a good one. Take care. See you soon.